Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Nexus Gaming Series. I am your host, Arrow. Almost was going to say my actual real-life name for a second there. I'm your host, Arrow. I'm going to be your caster this evening as we get into the Storm Division playoffs. And tonight, we're going to bring you the number 3 team, pre-workout Powah, PWP, versus Wildheart Omega. And this is going to be an exciting match. This is a best-of-5 series. In the regular season, the pre-workout Powah had defeated Wildheart 3-1, and one of the maps that they played that night is actually the first one we're going to go to. So let's take a quick look at the bracket for what we've got going on here. This isn't exactly how it looks if you pull it up on the NGS page, but it's going to give you an idea of how it looks in general, and ultimately it'll all get there eventually in the end. Up in the top half of the bracket is Anti-Clown Association and We Taketh Awayeth. And as you can see here, we've got the PWP versus WO in the bottom half. Tomorrow, Can't Censorship versus $1 Million JPEG going to be cast by Taco. So make sure you check out that matchup. But both of these teams, if I remember correctly, they won a match and then they lost a match to get to where we are. Like I said, it's all kind of a funky setup. Checking on our maps, the bans here, we had the bans onto Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow from Wildheart Omega, and Braxis Holdout and Alterac Pass from PWP. Our first map going to be Dragonshire. And the teams are ready to go. We're already in the draft. So here we go. Let's take a look and see what we've got for tonight. Starting with the bans on the right here, Wildheart Omega taking the first pick. I mentioned earlier that these teams played Dragonshire. We're going to get the Lucio ban to begin with here. They played Dragonshire in the regular season, and they had the same map bans, so we're probably going to see a few of the same maps played tonight. In that scenario, Wildheart Omega won the first game, but that was on Volskaya Foundry. PWP went on to win the next 3, including Dragonshire, so we'll see how that changes things today. Lunar is going to be the first ban for our whey protein team, and Junkrat going out as well. And I mean, I love both really all of these heroes are great on this map. Lucio can skate around. It's a fairly small map. The lanes are fairly close together. The terrain is close, so he can always get that wall ride. Junkrat provides vision, provides control, zone control around those control points. Then you've got Lunara. She can provide a lot of vision with her wisps. And Sylvanas, of course, if you get that dragon, going to be able to help you to take maximum advantage of each and every objective you succeed in taking there. But it's going to be Hogger for our first pickup here for Wildheart, for Gojira. And Hogger is one that you can have unstoppable pretty frequently, so he can kind of just hold on to a point for a good long time. You can't do anything to him until he lets you, if he's positioned in the right place. Gonna get the Dahaka and Hanzo. So Dahaka gonna provide a little bit of a team fight value bonus, being able to get around the map quickly anytime his team wants to engage. And then Hanzo, I've mentioned it a couple times, Hanzo has additional vision. He also has those long-range dragon arrows for the big stuns, or a dragon strike, which has a very large area, and when you're fighting over these control points, could potentially do a lot of damage into that. But we're going to see a Nubrak and Stukov. Nubrak with those stuns and Cocoon, Stukov with the silence underneath that could be a pretty devastating combo. Right now, a lot of stun potential with the Hogger and Nubrak scenario there. And we're going to get rid of Medivh, so no protection shields for Wildheart Omega. And our final ban coming out from Omega, going to be, what's it going to be? You've got Hanzo, you've got Dahaka. What do you want? Maybe something like the tank. Do they want to get rid of the tank? And there it is, Garrosh. With all the vision that they've got so far and the ability to come in very quickly with that Dahaka, not a big surprise to see them take out the Garrosh. Let's see. There. And the last one, who's... There we go. All right. Picking up with the Anduin and Maiev. That's going to be quite a combo. You've got Anduin who can throw a light bomb onto the Maiev or potentially the tank, depending on who they pick up for that last spot. Bring that light bomb into the middle of a large group of people, and all of a sudden, that's a huge stun. Layer a Dragon Strike on top of that. Maybe some Warden's Cage as well. We're gonna get Genji and Chromie coming in for the last couple of picks for Wildheart Omega. So getting some swift damage from Genji, some fast rotations, and then Chromie just with that the potential to do absolutely boatloads of damage, sandblasting her way to victory. All right, let's see. So Legacy, Anduin, and Desmos. All right, so we've got our teams all set up, ready to go for the first game of the series. Who do you think's gonna win? Pre-workout Powah, they won this this map and this series in the regular season. They were a little bit ahead overall in the rankings as well, coming in at third instead of the fifth of Wildheart Omega. Welcome, Move. Good to see you. There you go, your tips of the day. The maximum armor a hero can have is plus 75, and the minimum is negative 25. So there you go, in case you didn't know that information about the game.
Prepare for combat.
All right, here we go. Game number one on Dragonshire. On the left, we've got pre-workout Powah. It's going to be Porky on the Diablo, Nathanatos there on the Dahaka, Legacy on Anduin. We're going to have Maiev played by Nasmus, and Cpog X there on the Hanzo. And over here to the right, it's Wildheart Omega. Roger's going to be on the Chromie, Gojira on the Hager. We got Reb on the Genji, Casper going to be on that Anubrak, and Iron on the Stukov.
2, 1.
We are coming at you with the widescreen tonight, so you'll be able to see quite a distance, even all the way to the other side of the forts when we zoom way out. But of course, that means that you can't quite see all of the little details of the heroes and everything. But we'll try to keep that to a general minimum, depending on what's going on with the fights today. So there's Maiev going in, looking for Roger. Chromie just walking away there as Nathanatos does get the drag out onto the Anubrak. A big flip, and Porky flipping Anubrak into the towers for that first blood. Reb trying to get away is Genji, has a couple of ways to get out of that dangerous position, so not too big of a deal there. Welcome, Dudette. Shouting out the Wildheart here to support the Omega team, the red team tonight. And with the one kill, a very slight XP advantage, not a whole lot, just enough to say that they have one. But the Giants now coming up for both teams in the bottom lane here. We do have the Bruisers up in the top. We see Hager doing exactly what I mentioned earlier, able to line up that point so he can just bounce back and forth, going wild on this Bruiser camp. It is going to do a fair bit of damage to him, but ultimately, it's not a big deal. And bringing that into the top lane is going to make it a little bit easier if they can get any kind of structure damage against the wall. If they can get the well, it makes it a little bit harder for that solo lane to defend against the other team. And I mentioned about the vision. We've seen Chromie using her Time Walker's Pursuit. I was going to say Grace. That's something else. We've seen that a couple of times, especially over the triangle zone here, to keep an eye on what's going on with the enemy team. Anubrak coming in to help make sure that Stukov is safe with his giant camp. The blue side already got their giant camp, so that's going in the bottom lane. Also, the bottom Bruiser camp, while Hogger went for the top lane, getting that push, and is going to get one tower out of it at the minimum. Blue went for that bottom camp. Maiev coming over, was looking for the Anubrak, but just a little bit too late to be able to get that. No giant camp here for red, as the invasion from pre-workout Powah able to stall that out. But we are going to see bottom lane is going to flip over to our red team, so that could give the middle objective channel potential now over to our red team. Nobody there to be able to pick it up though. Anduin and Maiev on the defense. Diablo looking for the Genji, did get the charge into that route. The Chastise coming out of Anduin, so Genji just fine though. No significant threat coming out. And we'll go ahead and post up those talents as Genji coming in, getting absolutely obliterated by the scatter arrow from Hanzo. The Shimada brothers there just kind of showing which one of them's ahead. Diablo gonna get blocked out by the silence, and Genji coming in with that Swift Strike does secure the kill. Was looking for the Hanzo as well, but couldn't quite get there, or couldn't quite get enough damage on the Hanzo to secure the kill, as Seapog heading back to heal up. Bruiser Camp picked up in the top lane now. Dahaka going to push that lane forward in his favor now. Bottom lane, Chromie versus the Hanzo and Maiev could be a little bit challenging, so Roger's going to go ahead and back away. Is going to get a little bit of damage out onto the Hanzo. Just barely missing the wall there, and that's a frustrating circumstance when you're playing Diablo, to just slide along the edge there. Genji going to flip the top lane, but Dahaka coming up with two heroes here. Gojira might look to try to get a stun against the wall there, but Dahaka able to just barely sneak out of there in time. Level 7s, and more importantly, level 8 now here for Chromie. Chromie going into that time loop, the temporal loop. Nubrak diving out, made it away from the pull from our good friend Maiev there. Genji going in, gets flipped. Big Chastise coming out. Legacy with a double root, helping to secure that kill onto the Genji. With Genji down here, this gives now pre-workout Powah the opportunity to make something happen in the map. They're gonna, first of all, they're gonna switch the channel so that they can take that threat off the map, but Hanzo's gonna pick up the Siege Giants, and that's really the only available thing to do. Dahaka's gonna have to pull off up top. Just too much of a threat coming in there. And aside from Time Walker's Pursuit, we do see Chromie here dropping traps to also protect herself, but for the vision as well, to keep track of where enemies are. Those go stealth, so your enemy doesn't know when they're standing on a potential death trap. And just gonna get flipped, rooted next to the wall there, but Diablo isolated from the team, does get pulled away with the Leap of Faith by Anduin, and level 10's now here for pre-workout Powah. And we'll see, they might be looking for something down here. Genji versus Hanzo. Genji is gonna get caught by the Dragon Arrow. Diablo looking, but gets silenced by the Stukov just in the nick of time, saving the Genji, but it's not gonna matter as Stukov's gonna get stunned, flipped, stunned by the light bomb, and it's gonna be the containment disc there going out on Genji. A big root coming out, but the deflect. Oh, and Diablo goes over the wall. What a Swift Strike from Genji. Able to sneak out of there, and Diablo's gonna go down. He'll be back in a moment with those souls. Is Anduin caught in the cocoon? Legacy not long for this world, as a double kill coming in for Wildheart Omega. What a lot of back and forth that was. Anduin, or not Anduin, Nubrak rather, continuing to be on the hunt for this Hanzo. Looking for those stuns. Genji and Stukov coming in from behind, spreading that disease around to make sure that the team is nice and healthy. Meanwhile, top lane, Bruiser Camp get a little bit of damage now onto that fort. Each time that Hogger's able to do that and get a little bit more damage, it leads to a potentially easier time for him later in the game. Giants now picked up by Wildheart Omega, sending those out into the bottom lane. Hanzo's arrow will miss. Flip out onto Chromie. We're going to get that temporal loop out, though. And no damage for follow-up onto the Chromie, so Diablo, a little bit far forward, does get the charge onto Genji. The Cocoon's going to come out here. Light Bomb gets a big stun to protect the team as Maiev gets pulled out. Big charge from the Diablo as now Gojira on that Hogger is going to go down. You can see Maiev was probably looking to try to get another one there. They're going to get the flip out onto a Nubrak. A Nubrak trying to make it out, but does not make it. And that's going to be the first dragon out of this game. 746 going over to pre-workout Powah. Layering of the stuns along with the chastise roots, the silences, both of these teams really locking heroes down to make sure that they secure those kills. And so far the kill count 5-3, the double kill that PWP was able to secure there, giving them a dragon, and that's going to get them mid fort. It looks like the dragon is obviously taking some damage from this, but it'll be able to take down the fort well before it goes down. And we've got Dahaka in there, so Dahaka he doesn't have an easy way out of the dragon, but he can get out fairly easily. So he's going to pull back, doesn't want to just waste the dragon. You know, another 20 seconds, essentially keeping the threat alive just to make sure that the rest of the team can make something happen. Diablo going in to make sure that Chromie can't do too much with that temporal loop. Hanzo, however, gets caught by the cocoon there, and there's another great CC. Porky coming in with the flip onto Stukov, making sure that the silence could not go out onto Anduin. And that's it for right now. Big shockwave coming out from the Hogger, and Diablo's going to fall. This is going to be a short res once again as the soul's available for the Lord of Terror. Up in the top lane, though, Dahaka getting some equalizing pressure up in that top lane, taking down the second tower, so now all of the frontline defenses for that fort down. And Dahaka here does make use of that burrow knockback to interrupt the Stukov. Kind of isolated, though, but look at all these heroes. They're all so very low. Genji's going to have to get out. Does make it with a Swift Strike, but that's it. Everybody else is stuck. Roger's going to go down. Now Gojira might be able to make it out if he's got Hog Wild. The containment disc is going to put him on pause in just a moment here. The unstoppable, not enough. However, he will come out of that unstoppable for at least a few moments. Each time he bangs against a wall, he keeps going. So the team's like, do we even care about this? This is forever. Until he dies to the fort. Porky saying, nope, you do not get out of here. And that's it. 4 out of 5 down on the side of Wildheart from that play. And we do have our level 16s coming up very soon for pre-workout Powah. Sending the damage into those giants. And the silence coming in again from Stukov, protecting that Chromie. Genji over the wall, gets shoved into that wall. And the Dragon Arrow, just a quick stun to just force them to kind of pull back. Time Trap's going to go out, stalling out the Diablo, but Nathanatos there on the Haka coming in is going to be able to finish off the fort. Reb might be in some danger here, though. The Light Bomb coming in just a little bit too late. Is Genji able to get out of the danger zone there? Speaking of danger zone, there's a new Top Gun coming out. I don't know when, but it's coming out. All right, so Dahaka does not have his Brush Stalker, so he can't go back quickly to the top. But that's okay. Maev's going to zip over the wall there. Versus Hogger. Hogger dealing with the Bruiser Camp in the mid lane with the 16 advantage. We're going to get our second Dragon Knight of the game going over to PWP. And with that, they're going to bring it straight down into the bottom lane here. Wildheart trying to just get as much XP as they can before this defense so that they can be on even footing. Genji looking, just wants to get a little poke out there. Dragon Arrow coming in, juked by the timeout. Chromie with the senses there, the dragon senses, getting that timeout, making sure that she doesn't get caught. If she gets caught, 2 or 3 other people get stunned there. Instead, that Dragon Arrow sails wide, and level 16 is now here for the red team. Gonna see that containment disc out onto a Nubrak. And Hogger's gonna get charged into the wall. Gojira in danger, does try to use the shockwave. It gets interrupted though. Genji making use of that swift strike to get out of danger. And now with the light bomb, trying to find somebody maybe? I think they were looking for the Anubrak. Couldn't make the light bomb happen. The silence is likely going to save the Anubrak there, as Genji with the X strike is gonna get taken out by Hanzo. The Haka in the cocoon. This is not looking great as Stukov just barely missed that wall. Diablo getting pulled back by the timeout, and it didn't matter. Maiev able to finish the job on the Stukov, and with 3 heroes down, PWP says, we're strong enough, we're gonna make this happen, we're taking this core down and getting game number 1 over with right now. Nubrak may be looking, but Chromie getting caught by that dragon arrow is just enough, giving Dahaka another kill there onto the Chromie. 31% on the core, so it's still going, but just staggering the deaths. The 1 death out onto Hanzo is really helpful, but it's not going to be enough, as game number 1 going to go to pre-workout Powah. All right, checking in on our stats here. 13 kills to 5. And as is pretty common, game was pretty even until it wasn't. Score was 3-3 on those kills. And then once we got to the level 10s, the CC chains, the light bombs, the apocalypse, the containment disc, the chastise, the drag, the dragon arrow, the flips, there was just too much with no cleanses from Wildheart Omega. So there you have it, game number 1 down so far. PWP up 1-0 in this best of 5 series. It looks like these guys are ready to go. We've already got our next map. Let me put that in the details here. And I'm assuming we'll see. Our next map is going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen. So looking back at the regular season here, this was the final game that was played in the 4-game set. It was won by pre-workout Powah. This is the second and third victories that they had in the regular season. Also a small map, so vision and over the control points, quick rotations are going to be very helpful for whoever's going to win this. Having the ability to see where your opponent is and respond to them quickly is going to be very, very valuable. So we could see some of those same hero bans that we saw from game number 1. Just letting them know that they don't need to wait for me. I will always be ready. So let's take a look at the maps. And out there, Sky Temple and Cursed Hollow. From Wildheart Omega, we had the bans on Braxis and Alterac Pass from pre-workout Powah. First game there was on Dragonshire. It was won and selected by PWP. And second game here also selected by PWP, as Wildheart wanting that first pick. And here we go into our draft. All right, so we started the last draft with the bans onto Lucio and Junkrat from Wildheart, Lunara and Sylvanas from pre-workout Powah. We'll see if any of that changes. Were there any heroes that you felt particularly contributed to the victory of PWP? Anything that you saw that you said, you know what, that's really absolutely just that person carried the team. I don't know that I could. I don't know that that was any one individual. There was a lot of really good layering of CCs and coordination. Fantastic shot calling. So I don't know that I could say that one player or one character really made the difference. And so far, we're going to get that ban onto Junkrat. Lucio was the first one. And last time it was Wildheart that banned out Junkrat. I really like the ban on Junkrat here. Again, he's a strong hero, but has a lot of the same value here as he did on Dragonshire. And there we go. So we get the same bans, just different teams. And good evening, Belis Coldwine. It's good to see you, as always. Glad that you could make it tonight. All right, so we're going to start off with Blaze. So our first pick last game was Hogger. So our solo lane is the side that's picking up first. Now, Blaze doesn't necessarily have to be the solo lane. So it may not be. They can swap that around. And it's going to be Leoric coming out for the Thanatos. So a little bit of a change from our solos. Nasmus going to take the Falstad. So Falstad provides you with that Mighty Gust, potentially the Hinterland's Blast. But Mighty Gust is quite valuable. It can really set up a lot of plays, especially when you get that level 20 Wind Tunnel. Can help to protect against the solo boss on this map. We're going to see Maiev and Johanna, and I'm really excited about this setup here. Johanna able to pull heroes together, giving Maiev a lot of potential for Fan of Knife Cleaves. Anduin going to get taken out. Not a big surprise. We did see some value with the Anduin and Maiev in that last game. And having both Maiev and Johanna, and also Blaze, maybe to a little bit lesser extent, a lot of potential Lightbone targets. Set up some high value plays. Stitch is going to get pulled from the roster. No Stitches in this game, at least. Here we go for our second half of the draft. Just as a reminder, this is best of 5. So even if pre-workout Powah pulls off another victory, we still got at least one more, possibly more than that. We're going to go back into the Diablo, and we're going to get Malfurion this time. Malfurion, a really strong healer, and I haven't seen as much of him as I would have expected. The root potential here can work extremely well, just as it did with the Anduin on Dragonshire. Use Blaze. And here comes Deckard Cain into the Nexus, along with Tychus. So Deckard Johanna is a combination I've always really enjoyed running. The combo of the pulls along with the Broderick Q, the Scroll of Sealing, can really lock heroes down. So I'm excited to see this. Tychus able to help shred that Diablo and Leoric. Tracer has a lot of mobility, can potentially get out of Maiev's challenging pulls with her Tether? Warden's Tether? No, Warden's... Yikes, I can't remember. It's the W. It's that button. But anyways, going into game number 2 here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left, pre-workout Powah versus Wildheart Omega on the right. Alrighty then. Game number 2 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Let's get our teams introduced. On the left, it's going to be pre-workout Powah. We've got Nasmus on the Falstad, Nathanatos there on the Leoric. Cpog X going to be playing the Tracer. We got Legacy playing Malfurion, and Porky on the Diablo. Over here on the right, it's Wildheart Omega. We've got Reb playing the Maiev. We got Gojira on the Blaze. We got Casper playing the Johanna. Roger gonna be on that Tychus. I think I might have that backwards. And Iron on the Deckard Cain. Do I have that right? I think that's right, actually. No, I'd say that. Yep. Cool. All right, checking in on these level 1 talents. We'll see where that looks. But we've got a quick zip in from the Maiev. Gonna get a triple root from Deckard. Big stun out onto the Maiev. Getting the flip as Vault of the Wardens will save Reb for just a moment, but not quite long enough. That Flame Stomp from Diablo getting just that last little bit of damage required. First blood much faster this game, and it looked like it was going to be a great start there for Wildheart. They had a huge combo play there, but just not quite enough damage to finish the job. Blaze versus Leoric down in the bottom lane. We'll check in on these guys for just a moment, doing solo lane things. It is kind of an interesting dance, and this way you can kind of see too how do they balance their wave clear to be as efficient as possible. Maiev going in is going to get caught by the Tracer. They did get the kill out onto the Diablo, and unlike last game where Diablo died after having souls, he didn't quite have the souls necessary this time. So sorry we missed that kill. Also, I could show you how the solo lane was clearing waves, but it's important information to have. All right, we got Deckard Cain, known for his camp clear, just getting things started so that Maiev can come on over and help out. Tracer, along with the Leoric, gonna start the Bruiser camp or pre-workout Powah. Now, interestingly enough, with everybody showing where they are on the map, we are gonna get the Wildheart Omega heading to the Giants. Falstad's gonna scout it out. They do have Diablo nearby. Right now, a little bit of an advantage in favor of our red team, but they need to finish this quickly because here come the blue team. Diablo going in says, hey, I can go in on this. I've got a full health bar. A lot of damage going out onto the Diablo from Tychus, but not quite enough. Cpog there on the Tracer is gonna get the pulse bomb out, and Johanna and Blaze both going to fall. Tracer so extremely low. That pulse bomb ultimately able to bring enough damage to take out both of the tanks and secure the Giants in favor there of pre-workout Powah. Really flexing those big muscles right now. Diablo gonna get caught in the root, in range of the towers there, and of course Tychus's minigun. Deckard having to consider at least heading back. Didn't have a whole lot of mana. Instead went ahead and used the healing well there to fill that up, as they didn't want to give up too much of this bottom lane. The one tower and the wall already gone. Meanwhile, in the mid, Maiev able to clear and push that out just a little bit here. Diablo's going to look for the Tychus. Flipped over onto the Maiev instead. Falstad's going to get pulled in by Maiev. No kills out of that fight. Meanwhile, Leoric getting the double soak potential, and we'll check in on those talents just again to see what do we got out of this Leoric for the set 4 rather. So 20% extra slow onto his paralyzing swings, or no, that's the name of the talent. His skeletal swings. Level 7's here now. Johanna going to Unstoppable, make sure that the Diablo can't charge her and potentially get that flip, as Tracer following along behind, just getting a little bit of damage in. Big blind, of course, from Johanna. Has the additional blind thanks to that level 1 talent. That's going to be quite helpful against Tracer, potentially as well against your Leoric, depending on what type of Leoric build we see. Leoric does do some pretty heavy hits with that massive flail or mop. Right now, 32 turned in for the blue team, looking for that objective. Getting pretty close. stall on to the Diablo, but a 4 coming in from Legacy, able to get a few more in, just a little bit closer. And Diablo finishing that 44 now, just 6 left. And there are a few heroes who can do that. 3 of them, in fact. One of them manages to get that turn in. It's going to be Tracer. So Webweaver's coming out. This is pre-level 10, so they won't be super effective, but it gets you a place to start. Give me more cosplay. Welcome. Thanks for casting us the other day, by the way. CPOG trying to go toe-to-toe with Tychus, finding that's not an easy trade there. Tychus missed the grenade, or it might have actually been a kill onto the Tracer. Top and bottom lanes both going to be left open. Blaze is going to get charged, stunned, flipped into the root. Gojira in danger and is going to fall. Reb also very low there, did get a healing pot at just the right moment to stay alive. But that makes this defense a little bit more difficult for Omega. The Spider sending out that wave, getting a little bit of damage onto the fort as well. As we see Falstad now heading up into the top lane to push, Leoric down into the bottom lane to push, and level 10's now here for PWP, a full level ahead of Wildheart Omega. That's going to give them a lot of flexibility in defending turn-ins and looking for fights. Speaking of fights, the Pulse Bomb going out onto Maiev there with it just a little bit late, or rather early, I guess, Vault of the Wardens. So the Pulse Bomb getting all kinds of value. And of course that Pulse Bomb, check this out, Sticky Bomb, additional range and a massive slow. 70% slow for 3 seconds. That is huge. Blaze trying to soak up that XP and does get the level 10s here. So now Wildheart Omega has equal footing. It is going to be the Mighty Gust. Diablo going into the Lightning Breath. Leoric has that Entomb and Tranquility there for the Malfurion. We also have Odin, Bunker, Blessed Shield, Stay a While and Listen, and the Containment Disc, not Cocoon. That's a different hero. All right. Diablo was maybe looking. Falstad's going to zip up into the mid lane there. Up above, Tychus is going to get caught, is going to get flipped into the wall, and that's going to be 20 gems down here. Down below, Leoric did get a Entomb, but was not able to secure the kill. But that's okay. They got the kill on the Tychus, and Tychus is arguably one of the biggest threats, the biggest damage threat. Maiev can certainly set up the plays. Tychus is who's going to really bring those health bars down. Speaking of which, let's look at level 4 for Tychus here. So level 4 on Tychus, Master Assassin, coupling with that Odin to get the additional haste on the Odin. But got to get those kills to get that additional attack speed. So right now, just the increased by 10%. Ultimately, if they're able to get to the 15, that'll give them even more. Blue team with the Web Weavers looking at the mid lane. They also have the Night Camp coming in behind it. Does have that 20 spell armor as well. So looking for maybe an Entomb here. There it is. Gets the double onto 2. The Lightning Breath is going to cook the Tychus. Tychus trying to get away, as is Johanna. Not quite able to get the kill, though. As Diablo going to fall, he'll be back in a moment. Stay a while and listen coming out from Deckard. I'm not sure what just happened with, you know, that was probably just a lunar flare. Nothing much. Tracer going in, trying to find a kill, but getting a little bit too close to the fort. So Wildheart Omega now getting a couple of kills. Will give them a little bit of an easier time clearing up. However, they do lose some structures. Bottom lane is gone, top lane is gone. They defend the middle, but it's not going to matter. 3 forts now going down thanks to the double turn-in from PWP. And now a 13 advantage for our blue team. They only have 9 gems, so turning in isn't going to get them a whole lot here. But we're seeing the red team getting their first Web Weavers. Tracer going in, just getting a quick melee out onto the Maiev, charging up that Pulse Bomb. Bot lane pushed up pretty far, so this web weaver's not going to get a whole lot of value. You can see they're going to try to clear it up just to make the web weaver spawn farther ahead, but it's not going to quite get there. Leoric, however, coming down solo and has a whole bunch of friends from the red team coming in. Does Wraith walk away, but that's going to be another kill here. So stacking up those kills for Tychus, getting up to 3 now. They do trade some web weaver health for that. The mid one going to get brought down pretty low. Falstad had to use that Mighty Gust, is going to get caught by the wave, but thanks to the healing well, is going to be able to survive there. Another wave coming from the spider, going to go out against the tower. Tracer looking, does go in after the Tychus. Odin popped for that 25 armor. Stay a while, going to come out, but an unstoppable Blaze? No. Diablo? Somebody was unstoppable. So it didn't matter. Diablo going in, gets a flip out on Amaya. She's going to vault to the Warden's out. Johanna, however, not looking like she's going to make it out of this one. Reb in a little bit of danger, has 34, but it's Leoric who's going to fall first. And Reb kind of saying, hey, maybe I can go in and get something here. But the root coming in from Malfurion, follow up with that charge right into the wall. And that is 30-ish, 29 or so gems. No, it's 34 gems carried by Maiev. Half of the gems for the team there lost with that kill. And we're seeing the continued combo of the stuns and the roots really providing value into the pre-workout Powah's combination here. And it only is going to get worse when you get to level 20 and you've got Leoric with a Buried Alive. Hellgate maybe from the Diablo as well. A Wind Tunnel. Wind Tunnel with what they've got seems like it would be a pretty rough time when you have no cleanse. But you do have a few unstoppables, right? Tychus can become unstoppable. Blaze did not take unstoppable, so he can't. Ball to the Wardens there for Maya, and of course Johanna can always make herself. But speaking of Johanna, the containment disc missed. So just a little bit of disengage here. However, Deckard getting caught in the entomb, and there's absolutely nothing that anybody can do about it. So a little bit of a bait there on that boss. And thanks to that bait, blue team's going to be able to secure that here in just a moment. Red team has this bruiser camp in the middle, so most likely they're going to just try to push up, maybe take the camp over here as well. It looks like Maev's going to try to go do that. Looks like maybe all of them are going to do that. I wonder if PWP knows that this is happening. Looks like maybe not. Looking around, no vision. Tychus is going to get caught with the armor reduction as well there. Blaze looking for the jet propulsion, did miss thanks to the disc. Maev there, however, very low, is going to get taken out right after that vault of the Wardens as the Malfurion taken Tychus to the cleaners as well with a lunar flare. Johanna gonna fall as well. Gojira trying to get out. Stay a while's gonna come out, but it's not going to hit anybody, and ultimately it looks like this may be a full team wipe if they can just finish the job here. And there it is, all 5 heroes of Wildheart Omega down, with a boss going in onto their core and a turn-in available. So at the very minimum, this top cute goes down. And I mean, PWP's been pretty aggressive. They may continue a good long time before Deckard's up. Johanna and Blaze not too far out, so they are going to continue here onto the core. The boss doesn't have a whole lot of health, and this is an even fight into the core. Gonna get the pull. Tychus coming in with the Odin, gonna finish off the boss, and that's gonna be it. Containment disc out onto Diablo. A little bit of a silence time there as well after that. Mighty Gust coming in, trying to push everybody away. Flip out onto the Johanna. So it looks like this disengage might just be effective. Maybe not. Diablo does get caught by the tip of the Scroll of Sealing, but there's not enough damage there. They're looking for the Johanna. Had the pulse bomb. Might be able to get that kill. They do get the kill out on Tychus, and Johanna's just barely going to be able to make it back. So 1 kill out on Tychus. It might be enough. Pulling back in here. Stay a while and listen's going to come out, but Lightning Breath is going to secure the kill out onto Blaze and Maev and make it a triple for Diablo, charging Deckard right into the core. And that's going to lead to game number 2 Going over to our blue team in just a moment. There's the Hellgate. Just trying to get that one last kill before the 0%, but Nathanatos says, hey, no. I've seen this game. We finished the core. All right. Game 2 down. In favor of pre-workout Powah. Last game was 13-5 on kills. This one 18-5. A little bit more kill secures. Thinking a little bit faster game time as well. But Spider Queen's a pretty small map, so it's easy to get those quick rotations, get a quick pick on somebody, and then open up that opportunity for your team. Welcome back. Glad you could join us tonight. Hope you're enjoying the cast. We're 2 games into a best of 5 series. This could be the last game. This is potentially Wildheart Omega's last chance in the playoffs. I believe. Don't hold me to that. I'm just the caster. I don't actually know what I'm talking about. But I believe that's the case. We do have our next map coming up here. These guys, I love it. They know what they want to do, and they're ready to go. No deliberation. So let's take a quick peek here at the maps. Oh, that's the bracket. That's what I was going to show you. So again, the bracket doesn't quite look the same as what you would see if you pulled up the NGS Storm Division playoffs. It's similar, kind of, but it's not quite. But ultimately, I believe, and I'm going to pull up the NGS bracket just to double check here, but I believe that this is it. I don't think there are any more opportunities here. If Wildheart Omega does not succeed here, they're out. And then pre-workout Powah would move on to the next round. Just waiting for that to load. It'll be here any moment now. There we go. Let's see. So, yeah, this is it. Whoever wins this will face the winner of Can't Censor Ship versus $1 Million JPEG, which is coming up tomorrow on Taco's channel, El Taquito. Can confirm. What are we confirming? I don't know. All right, here's the maps. Here are the maps. Here's the maps page. Once again, map selected by pre-workout Powah. And this is going to be Towers of Doom. This is my favorite map. I hope it's the, like, in some ways I hope it's the last one because it's always the most exciting map in my mind. But I don't mind. These are fun games. I would love to see Wildheart pull themselves up by their bootstraps and bring us additional games because, I mean, I don't have anything better to do tonight. It looks like we're ready for the draft. So here we go. Towers of Doom. We've had the same first 4 bands in each game, and I don't know that I expect that to change. This is another map where you get around quickly, where the vision is extremely helpful. I say that's pretty much every map, right? I mean, a lot of these maps have zones and control points that are very helpful to have these heroes. But I feel like these are some of the better ones. So we're going to stick with those same bands so far. We'll see Lunar and Sylvanas potentially, if we're sticking with tradition. Actually going to be Brightwing. So which of our heroes that has been banned out is going to make it through? Lunar is going to be gone. So Sylvanas does make it through. That's potentially a big win here. It's going to be Dahaka, sticking with the solo lane as the first selection of the evening, of the map. Moving on to the next page here. They're so fast on the games that I haven't had a chance to write everything down. And we are. All right, so Blaze is going to switch sides, and we're going to get the Falstad returning. And there's the Sylvanas, along with the Anduin. So could be that light bomb with Sylvanas using her haunting wave. I imagine we'll see something else though that has that quick engage to go along with that. Johanna could have been it, but that's not how they're going to play this game. Diablo going to be banned out, and I think that's a good ban. I think that Diablo has been pretty tough for them to deal with. A lot of stuns and the follow-ups. Basically saying, hey, if you want to do this, you're going to have to do it a different way now. And basically, we're going to go with the exact opposite. Instead of going in, we're going to bring you to us, says Porky. And of course, Malfurion able to do much the same as with the Diablo, just from a little bit farther away. Can still make use of the hook and locking down with the roots. So there's Genji, kind of who I was thinking they might pick up. Genji with a Swift Strike light bomb can be pretty brutal. And it's going to be ETC for the tank. Our last pick here for pre-workout Powah is going to be Tychus. All right, there are your teams. For game number 3, this is going to be on Towers of Doom, a little bit of a different map than what we've seen. No turn-ins, no control points to channel. Well, I guess they do channel, but no control points to fight over. These are just going to be altars that you have to click on and hold for a little bit. So a little bit of a different style game here. We'll see how they play it differently this time, and if Wildheart Omega can bring themselves back into this set, or if pre-workout Powah is going to bring it home. All right, and go figure, the world's fastest game load this time. Game number 3, currently up 2-0 pre-workout Powah. We've got CPOGX playing the Tychus. We got Porky on the Stitches. Legacy going to be on that Malfurion again. The Thanatos on the Blaze, and Nasmus on the Falstad. Over here to the right, looking to hold on to their playoff dreams. It's Wildheart Omega. We've got Casper on the ETC. Oh, a little spray. Thanks. We got Iron going to be playing the Anduin. Gojira on the Dahaka. We got Reb going to be playing that Sylvanas, and Genji played by Roger. Checking in on these level 1 talents. Going to be some race car action out of Dahaka right here. A little enhanced agility, giving Dahaka the ability to zip between those lanes using the brush. Blaze jet propulsioning out. Might have been looking for the Genji stun, but Genji was already gone. Was having absolutely none of that. And the camp's coming up here in about 20 seconds. So before then, however, a nice hook over the wall there, keeping Tychus safe. The root did manage to land, but thanks to the hook, able to get over and be safe. That out. Those camps are now available in the bottom half and top of the map. We can see up here solo lanes versus down below, and we're going to get a pause, so we'll come back to me for a moment here, find out what's going on. Apparently Discord has been broken for at least one of the players, so that gives us an opportunity to chat. So in 30 seconds, tell me something. I don't know, tell me, what do we want to talk about? do you think, what are the things that you can see from the, and you can obviously answer because we're actually going to start in a second here. What do you see in these drafts in this game that Wildheart can do to keep this alive, to keep their playoff dreams alive? What combo is it that you see happening that's going to allow Wildheart to just lock it down? Anything specific? Or do you think it's just going to be an attrition? Now, Genji in the middle can make it here quickly, but the hook going out onto ETC going to get Leap of Faith pulled away, but not before taking about 2/3 of his health in damage. So got to be really careful there on that ETC, as ETC's not got the greatest health pool because of the fact that he gets that 20 armor, and Tychus doesn't care. Hook out on ETC, the root coming in. Tychus going to use that minigun, but not quite enough to take down the cow there. Reb using that haunting wave to get away from danger. But like 1, 2, 3, Genji going down pretty low as well. So a lot of the heroes on the side of Wildheart dropping low, but Anduin able to keep them fairly healthy. ETC looking, does get the stun out onto the Tychus, but cannot quite get that kill. Genji wasn't nearby enough, at least, to come in and get that swift strike. If just a little bit closer, might have been able to secure that kill. And we have seen PWP be very aggressive in both of the last couple games, but they had the opportunity to do that with a Diablo. Not sure that we'll see that same style. Oops. Not sure we'll see that same style with the Stitches play. Oh, and it looks like ETC DC'd. So we've got another pause. And it looks like they may be back. These are very short pauses, you know, just long enough to say that they're there. But even a quick moment, like the AI forcing your character to start to hearth back, start to run away from the team when you were in a good position, those kind of things can really make or break a team fight. They can have a significant impact on your positioning, especially when you've got an altar coming up. Speaking of altars, 3 altars on the map here. We've got Genji, Blaze, Dahaka. They want this camp, and ultimately there it is going to be Nathanatos falling. Gojira able to make use of the burrow to live. Quick jump over the wall, not able to get the Falstad. May actually lose 2. What a trade. Now Falstad may be able to pick up both up top. Is certainly going to try at the very least, and it looks like all 3 going to go over to PWP. In this case, the heavy aggression looking for that kill on the Falstad, ultimately going to secure all 3 altars for the blue team. Tychus is going to pay for it, much the same as the aggression that we saw from Wildheart up top. CPOG going to fall for that one here. Doc is going to get the drag out onto the Stitches and knockback from the face meld of ETC, but not enough damage going out to get that Stitches, as Casper hooked into the wall, taking about half of his health and damage there. Blaze missing the stun out onto Roger. The tongue, the drag from Gojira, not able to land onto the Blaze. So whole lot of misses right now. Certainly a few hits as well. But any of those additional abilities land, and it could be a bad day for somebody. Tychus is going to finish that. Stitches coming out, gets the vision. It's 5 versus 3. This is the moment, or really 4, Genji's behind. This is the moment where basically your red team just kind of has to say, I don't know that this is the best place for us to be. And there they go. ETC is going to get pulled out by the Leap of Faith. And a double camp's going to come down into the bottom lane. We'll see how much damage they're able to get from that. Sylvanas able to stall out one of the pumpkin zappers, but is not going to finish it. Oh, it's stuck. All right, well, one, never mind. None of them get through yet, as Sylvanas able to stall them out with those black arrows. ETC is going to get hooked away. So only the 1 tower out of both of the sappers coming through. So not too bad overall. Sylvanas can make it out of this if she needs to. But really just putting a lot of damage out there onto the team. Raja's going to Swift Strike through the Stitches. ETC coming in, maybe looking for the Stitches. Does Power Slide, but not able to get the stun out onto Corki. But Stitch is taking quite a bit of damage, finding himself under half. Likely has a Devour available, so would be able to heal up pretty significantly. Blaze up in the top, able to pick up one, as Dahaka picking up the other. And it looked like Genji was maybe going to try to come up to help protect Dahaka, just to make sure that Blaze couldn't do anything. Quick rotation from PWP is going to force Genji to Swift Strike away into safety. Looks like we're going to see, once again, the fight over this top camp. 10-9 on the levels here. Drag's going to come out onto the Blaze, but it's just the Blaze. Dahaka dropping down there, didn't want to take anything more than he absolutely had to. Level 10's on both teams. Let's check in down here, as it looks like top is all set. We're gonna get the Gorge from Stitches, looking for those plays to pull people over a wall. Doesn't have movement speed from allies though, so not sure where we'll get from that. ETC pulled over. Sylvanas is able to make it out in the Leap of Faith, going to secure it. Haunting Wave was probably her first comment, but ultimately, oh, there's that Haunting Wave. The Gust throwing her back, but Haunting Wave throwing her forward. Anduin, however, is going to get caught. Is the Light Bomb enough? The Root's going to lock him down, and everybody else is going to get away from that Light Bomb. So no big stun and shield for Anduin. That's going to be another kill here in favor of PWP. That puts them up 3-2 in kills. Kills don't ultimately win you the game, but they certainly help you to secure those victories. And right now, with the bottom altar coming up, we'll have to see if Dahaka is able to get a little bit more XP just to kind of keep the team in the game. Tychus and Blaze up there at the camp. So far, it's just a quick channel there for Falstad. So there you go. Largely uncontested. Blaze now here. Dahaka is always able to come in, but Sylvanas is going to go in. Falstad's going to Mighty Gust away this time. No help for the Banshee Queen. Can I just say it seems a little awkward anyway, with Anduin just being like, hey, let me save Sylvanas. I don't know about you guys, but if I was kept in an undead prison for months or years or however long it's been, dominated, forced to be the hand of the jailer, essentially, I don't know that I'd be saving Sylvanas. Just throwing it out there. Putting it out there into the cosmos. All right, Blaze versus Dahaka up in the top. Dahaka's going to get that drag. Doing all right, though. Blaze getting a little healing out of the fire. But having that bottom tower is really important for victory here. And we can see blue team's on fire right now. Level 14 to 12, they have that advantage, that talent advantage of level 13s. Also, Stitches now with that fishing hook, so has the extra range. Does whiff on that one, and Sylvanas is going to be able to shut everybody down. There's the Mosh. It's only going to hit Tychus, as ETC is going to get silenced. Sylvanas going to get gorged here. And keep in mind, that tower is still going to do a lot of damage and reduce everybody's armor. Speaking of damage and armor, it's gone as the Falstad getting that Mighty Gust, pushing everybody into the Malfurion. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 trade there. Tychus trying to see if he can't finish the job onto somebody. Casper juking the hook. Meanwhile, Genji trying to get that level 13 XP. Blaze up in the top, able to pick up that camp. So that's going to go straight into the tower. There's no, or rather straight into the fort. There's no towers there. And Falstad able to pick up 5 more points. Or rather take away 5. Fair enough, Demonica. Fair enough. Sylvanas going to get hooked. Does still have the black arrows on the tower, so he's not going to take too much damage there, but really just the Stitches saying, hey, I got your number. So call me maybe, or something. Am I dating myself by even knowing, by referencing that song? I feel like that's like a 2004 thing. Well, Blaze was killed with the rotation from Genji and Dahaka, so that's That gives them something, but they're still kind of in a weird place. The hook with the root, the root missed. Falstad with that mighty gust is going to knock everybody away. A leap of faith coming in. The mind control from Sylvanas did miss there. Hook coming out. The slam missing as the burrow used by the Dahaka does get caught by the root, is put to sleep now as well. So just not able to land the combos that Wildheart Omega needs to be able to secure these kills. They've got the stun, they've got the mind control, they've got another stun, they've got a root, but they can't layer them. The Falstad with the mighty gusts, the sleep coming from the roots of Malfurion, even the hooks in some way kind of disrupting the team and making it difficult for Omega to finish. There's that root going to put ETC to sleep, so he's going to be away for a moment. Sylvanas trying to keep that shut down. Mosh Pit going to miss and also get interrupted, but they're looking for Nasmus there. Falstad will fall. The tower is going to trigger now. It's back up, able to do some damage, but this is a triple altar phase. This could be exactly what Wildheart needs to get back into this game. They're down 36 to 15. Blaze, however, able to channel up top. It looks like no, Genji's going to get there just in time to stall it out. And Gojira here as well. So Dahaka and Genji going to try to see if they can't get the kill onto Blaze. But meanwhile, down in the bottom here, ETC is going to get put to sleep. He's going to get gorged, and that's going right over the wall. Can he crowd surf? He cannot crowd surf, but he can get pulled by Anduin over that wall. So up above here, Gojira going to get taken down as the blue team add 3 heroes to come in and give themselves an advantage. Oh, and by the way, did I mention that none of the altars have been channeled yet? Blaze is going to be able to pick up top, so that's going to give them 4 more points. Tychus trying to see if he can't finish that one as well. Does get that as Genji's not going to get the altar? I mean, he's low, but that's gone. He's probably going to be able to stall it out for a bit, but they're going to be coming up in their full strength. Meanwhile, Dahaka not here. So that's 9 points out of the altars that EWP was able to pick up, and they're going to start working towards bringing in bottom lane. They're maybe even just saying, hey, we don't even care about this altar, because picking up bottom lane gives them the potential for 3 points from the left camp over here, the siege camp right here, these pumpkins have. Let's take a look at these guys. Check those out. They don't even have necks. Hook out onto the ETC. I don't think he gets close to the wall. Is going to get, or rather, the other side of the wall. He is going to make it to the wall, but Leap of Faith is going to get him there. Top lane did fall to the Tychus earlier, so Sylvanas and Genji going to work on that, but bottom lane back over to the blue side. And this is where things start to get dangerous. 6 points left on the core of Wildheart Omega. The game's not over, but it's getting closer. BTC's going to get hooked there. Light Bomb is going to come out. The Mighty Gust going to knock the Genji back. Still going to get the stun, though. Mind Control's coming out onto the Falstad, and there's the big mosh that they needed. Double kill. Looking for the triple out onto the Blaze, and that's exactly what they needed to get back into this game. A huge stun combo play to get them 3 kills. Blaze, Falstad, and Malfurion all taken out, and that's going to give them time to at least take the boss off the map. Boss isn't normally the play you would necessarily look for when you win that, but they need to take it off. With only 6 points on their core, they cannot leave this boss available. So that's 4 points to their favor. Genji's going to try to get bottom lane into their control again. And look at this. It is so low. They can pick that up at any point almost. Sylvanas was looking, but keep in mind, Stitches has that hook. Can hook over the wall. Is going to land it onto the Sylvanas. The blind hook over the wall. She's going to go with that haunting wave, double haunting wave as well. So she's going to make it out of danger. And this is a double altar. All of the heroes coming back up here for the blue team. The middle point is available, so they can come in quickly. But these altars need to be channeled. 4 points will not end the game, so Tychus going to try to get that out. Oh, okay. A lot of pauses this game. ETC just apparently disconnected again. Once again, we see ETC heading back to base. So we'll come back to us for a moment here. And a double altar phase means that if Pre-workout Powah is able to get both of these. It's the end of the game. It's 4 altars or 4 towers in favor right now of our blue team. And there's only 6 points left on the map. Even if they somehow lost a tower in this, which they won't, if they get both of these, they still win the game. And if you're the red team, you don't want to just give either of these up. You need to find a way to lock them down. Need another one of those top tier Mosh combos. But man, it's tough to do that. There are a lot of ways for Mosh to get interrupted. Malfurion with the Twilight Dream, Malfurion with the Emerald Dream on those roots. He can silence, he can put you to sleep. We've got Mighty Gust from Falstad, that's available. Blaze with a jet propulsion potentially. He's not unstoppable, but if it's timed at the right time. Stitches can hook. Tychus can grenade. Like, there's so many ways that ETC gets interrupted, but he doesn't always need a full Mosh. He may only need a short period of time to lock heroes down for the Genji, for the Sylvanas, and allow the rest of the team to follow up. And even if they do interrupt the Mosh, if there's a light bomb to come in to either set it up or to follow it up, they get additional stun time and they can make that work. So the ball is in PWP's court. They've had it this game. They've had it the last 2 games. They're looking to close this out right now. And it's going to be on Omega to figure out a way to keep that from happening. So checking out the standings here, let's take a look at those again. Tomorrow, Can't Censorship versus $1 Million JPEG is going to be cast by Taco, another regen caster. El Taquito. I'm not sure at the time. It's 8 or 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. You can check your local listings for that one. And then next week, it's going to be Crushinator and Jazzaline casting Anti-Clown Association versus We Taketh Awayeth. And that is going to be a fun match to watch. That is the number 1 and number 2 seed from the season. Whichever team loses that, so this is the part where it's a little different. PWP versus Wildheart Omega will play against the winner of CCS versus $1 Million JPEG. Then they will play next week. And then I don't know if it's the same week or what, but then the winner of that will play against We Taketh Awayeth. Are we confused yet? Basically, if you're in the bottom half of the bracket, you have to win 2 more matches to make it to the end game. That's the bottom line. Lots to go. A pregnant pause, indeed. Indeed. If it's your first time watching the NGS Storm Division, you can use the commands !Matcherino to contribute to the prize pool. You can check out !NGS for details about the Nexus Gaming series. Storm Rules, that's the command for the rules of Storm Division. And I think that might be it. That'll tell you all kinds of information about Nexus Gaming series, the overall setup of the league, and of course there are other divisions. Storm Division is the top tier. Excuse me. But there still are many other divisions within Nexus Gaming series. Heroic, Nexus, ABCD, E? And then of course the various coasts. A lot of teams performing all within the North America region, basically, or at least within the North American time zones, so that you're playing generally at the end of the day in North America. We do, of course, have some people who are playing from Europe, some people playing from Asia, Oceania, Australia, but they're all playing on North American servers. Hey, there you go. Thanks, bot. Appreciate it. Bot coming in with the timer on the Matcherino. So, all right. So what we're gonna do is, since we're waiting here, I'm just gonna go ahead and put us on a quick commercial break, so that I can grab a quick drink, and we'll be back. And if they come back and they say they're ready to go, well, then we'll just go right back into the game immediately, regardless of where we are in the commercial. But we're just gonna take that brief moment. So be right back in just a moment.
When I was young, I lived a life of recklessness. In my selfishness, I inflicted pain and hurt those I cared for. I have learned many lessons in my struggles with doubt and fear. Balance and harmony are not easily attained. They must be fought for! But on my journey, I have learned another lesson. You do not have to fight alone.
Let's do this! Woohoo!
You have finally returned home.
Home? You destroyed my home. Slaughtered innocents. Left peaceful realms in ruins. You broke your promise.
I will not be questioned. Return to the tower at once. Fine.
How could you?
Dead magic. I am beyond that power.
You're wrong.
All right, looks like we are back. We are going to be running with an ETC bot, so Genji X striking out. They do get the drag out onto Tychus, and they're able to secure that kill, even with the ETC there. However, one channel did go off. Wildheart Omega, though, level 20, a little bit faster. We're pinging for that ETC, saying, get over here. The big Blaze bunker coming down here. Twilight Dream used on the ETC. Light Bomb going out onto Gojira. Big double stun is going to hit both of the frontliners here, trying to get a little damage out onto the Blaze. And the hook is going to pull the Dahaka, but he's going to get that Leap of Faith. The stall coming out onto the Sylvanas. So even with that hero down, they're continuing to stall it out. But the Malfurion going down as well. Blaze getting a massive quadruple stun. And look at all the damage going out onto the red health bars here. But can they finish the Stitches? Very close. ETZ gets a solo mosh onto the Blaze, but you trade the Stitches and Dahaka, and there you go. Altar is available. Iron's going to go start to channel it. And there you go. 4 points in favor of our red team. 25-2. And not necessarily the excitement that I would enjoy to see on a Towers of Doom, having a bot, and especially when it's your ETC. Your ETC is so important for your playmaking capabilities. And who do you have him follow? Anybody you have him follow is the worst target. You don't want him following Genji. You don't really want him following Sylvanas or Anduin. So anybody that he's following is just kind of not great. Sylvanas looking for the Tychus, couldn't quite land the mind control, but with the level 20, that's okay. It's a short cooldown. It'll be back. ETC was looking for Tychus, couldn't quite land it. And Mighty Gust with the wind tunnel is going to land with a big Twilight Dream. Anduin's going to fall. Reb trying to do what they can, but with Anduin gone, that's going to be a double kill. And Tychus with the Odin coming along behind. ETC's going to power slide out of danger for a moment, but never mind. Porky coming. I don't know if that would have ever worked, but the Hearth would have been hilarious. ETC's going to fall. Dahaka's going to fall. It looks like we're going to get the bottom tower. And that it's going to take a while. This is going to be a long end. But that should be the end of the game. Unless the hardcore Genji carry comes in here. Falstad's going to try to take top tower. I guess they want to go for that 6 cap. If Genji can somehow find a way to not only kill Falstad, but also get down to the bottom of the map to stall out the Stitches.
Take the altars and put an end to the Gravekeeper.
He does get the kill on a Falstad, but that's going to be it. Wildheart Omega, unfortunately, with the last moment on their core, that's going to be it. Pre-workout Powah going to take the victory 3-0, and you know, it feels bad having that be the way things go, especially right when you were just getting your second wind in a way. But that's gonna be it. PWP. Hey JJ, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for stopping by. We're actually just gonna be finishing up here soon, so give me a moment. I'm going to see about getting an interview. See if they're already in a place here for me. Doesn't look like it, so we'll go there. Let's see, where is it? All right, see if we can get somebody in here from our winning team. Thank you, Red. I appreciate that for the 5 gift subs. That's very nice. I think that's just Red's way of saying, hey, let's go play some games after this. Check out those talents here. So 3-0. While we're waiting, we'll do the talents and then we'll show you the standings. And again, the team that they're going to be playing is coming up tomorrow. They'll be going against. Just got the whisper. either can't. Oh, I'm on the thing still. Gotta change that. Hey, there we go. We got all kinds of people coming in. Is this everybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got CPX and we've got Porky from the pre-workout Powah coming in with a 3-0 victory. Congratulations. You guys put on a pretty good show tonight. How's the team feeling after the victory tonight?
We're having fun. We're queuing up for Storm League.
Are we queuing up for Storm League in the middle of the interview? I love it.
You already.
I'm in a draft. Yeah.
Nice. So you know, the games tonight were pretty pretty well in your guys' favor. You guys won the original season matchup 3-1. This was a 3-0. A little bit of an unfortunate ending, but it kind of felt like maybe that's the way things were going. They did have a little bit of a lift there at the end, but ultimately it felt like you guys were largely in control. So when you get into this round of the playoffs and you've got this kind of like last round energy, what were some of the things that your team put together to not necessarily drafts or anything, but what'd you do to make sure that you were taking it to this team, to Wildheart, to make sure you moved on?
I don't know if we put in any extra effort or anything. We didn't really do anything special. Like, we just kind of show up and play. I kind of forgot that if we lost, so like, I don't know, the idea of losing this game wasn't really in my mind, to be honest. So yeah, that's my Porky. You got any? Porky's a sub, so he didn't do anything either. He just
CPX told me to show up. I show up. I guess I did draft, but that was really about it.
Yeah, we hired a drafter. That's what we did actually to prepare for this season. We hired an outside drafter, aka Porky, our tank player.
Well, and on that note, I mean, I mentioned it in game numbers 1 and 2 that you guys were very aggressive with your play, with your drafts, Diablo enabling a lot of those things. Like on Tomb of the Spider Queen, that giant camp invade that initially looked like it was a terrible idea. Why would you want to go in 1 versus 5?
I just screamed at Porky to go in.
I told you, I was just waiting for my team to get there. There was a Tychus Blaze. I'm not going in there without my team.
Go.
Hello?
We didn't even have vision yet, and I was like, Porky, get your ass.
Yeah, cause Nasmus got me vision. There's 3 people there.
Yeah, I was ready to clap that camp. Anyways, yeah, that was, I forget why, but for some reason, I knew we had some sort of advantage on the map. So even though it looked like he was gonna die, like, even having the fight, we knew we were gonna win. I forget exactly what the advantage was though. But
I think it was 3v4.
They were actually you guys brought in your whole team. Originally, it was you two. It was Tracer and Diablo that went in on that camp. It was the bottom camp early in the game, and it was Blaze and Johanna. And you guys ended up like, it looked like you were just gonna die, is what I fully expected. What
came in, yes, we had like a 5v3. Our team was way closer on the rotate.
Yeah, and then Tychus came in for, I think Tychus was your team that team, may not, but no, you had the Tracer. But yeah, you guys came down and rotated everybody in and got there and ended up not only killing them, but taking the camp and moving on. So it was those kind of plays that kind of set the tone for the entirety of the match. And you had, so many CCs. Is the CC chain game for you guys, like, because the legacy follow-up to all of the Diablo flips and all of the hooks and everything, like, how much of that is being called for? I've played with you, Porky, so I know some of what you call for and what you don't. So how much of that is what you're used to playing with, and how much of that is just like you guys just opening your eyes and just doing it?
Well, I mean, I think I play together with a lot of the guys on this team in houses a lot, so I'm pretty used to playing with all of them, and I play tank a lot in those in-houses as well, so I'm fairly used to doing those calls.
Yeah, Legacy's just a god gamer though, with some of those roots and a lot of his CC
True.
So yeah, so like I mean, I think all of us have been playing together like so long, like even if it's not like this season on this team, just like in general have played together, that like on any day, like our interactions like are still really smooth, even though like our roster's changing like daily. So like everything just kind of feels second nature. We're just like clicking our buttons.
Sure.
coming out ahead. That one time though on that bottom camp, I was like literally like 1 HP, just like skated off into like the bottom of the corner, just like waiting for the rest of their team to die so I could like leave. Not funny.
Yep. So I'll leave you with one last question here, and then we'll go on to shoutouts so you can play your match or your game there. And I'm sure that each of you have one here, so by all means, any particular plays or moments in the game that you wanted to highlight that you were like, this was just, you know, my best moment, or this was Legacy's best moment, or something that you want to highlight that went well for you.
Porky's best moment was definitely him eating over the wall at the Genji and getting teleported.
Oh
to the base.
no, okay, let's...
Sorry, I had to start with the memes. Legacy, or I'll think of what our actual best play was. Porky talk.
Well, I know my personal best play was we were pushing their core on Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Deckard was channeling sleep. So I pressed Lightning Breath in response to the sleep. I killed Genji and Maiev with the Lightning Breath, kept breathing on Deckard, and then I finished him off with a Q for a triple kill. That was my best moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I think play of the series is I didn't see what happened, but somehow Nasmus and our buildings killed 2 heroes in the top lane
that was insane.
and it led us to a triple cap on the first cap. That was definitely the play of the series.
True.
I didn't see it, but that's the play of the series.
That was such a feels bad moment, because they get the 1 kill. They were chasing down Falstad. Genji jumped over the wall to try to get the kill on Falstad, but he was still in the range of the tower. Couldn't get the kill on Falstad. Blaze was on the other side of the wall. And then the towers are just like, pew, pew, and they both died. And I'm like, oh, man, this is, like, you're so close to getting that kill, but then you can't finish it, and then you lose 15 or 12 points out of it.
I thought that we were losing top, and I thought we were about to get 3 capped. I thought we were losing top left and top right, and then they were winning the 3v3 bottom like so far. Like we hadn't really gotten into it, but I thought for sure they had a free double cap, and then they were coming down to kick our asses, and we were about to get triple capped. Then all of a sudden we got the triple cap. That was insane.
Yeah, you'll be able to see that on the replay, so you can definitely clip that. It's an awkward moment. It's an unfortunate moment. I said Blaze. It was actually Dahaka. They killed the Blaze. That's what happened up there.
Yeah.
But good series, guys. Congratulations. Good luck on the next match. Any shoutouts?
Yeah, Porky, go first.
Shoutouts to CPX for subbing me in. I always appreciate playing in Storm Division. Shout out twitch.tv/legacy100. He streamed the POV of our matches, or our match if you want to see what our com. Yeah, and he's streaming right now as well.
Okay.
Doing some Storm League.
Done?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm done.
All right, word. Shout out to the boys. Shout out to Twitch chat. Shout out to twitch.tv/freepx. That's usually where I mic drop, but Legacy, our support player, is streaming right now. Doesn't usually stream ever. Just FYI. Legacy 100. I'm done. Thank you. Oh, and thank you, Arrow, for casting.
Absolutely, guys. It's been a pleasure. Glad that we could pick up the game, and good luck.
Right,
thank you.
All right, everybody. So that's going to be it. 3-0 pre-workout Powah finishing the job there, getting themselves a clean sweep going into the, I don't know, are these quarterfinals? Or again, the bracket looks all weird and different levels and tiers and stuff. But 3 games here, up and down. And Wildheart Omega, unfortunately, that you hate to see it, right? You get that moment where you're starting to come back into the game, and then you get a DC, and the internet goes out, and what do you do? I mean, the only option is to keep playing it and hope that something works out for you. But that's it. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna check for raid targets. So let's see if anybody's online here real quick within the Nexus Gaming series. All right, we've got, is this live? I think it is. Oh, and it's right at the beginning, so excellent. We're gonna go see Regen Ghost versus Cool Cats and Kittens. This is a regular season matchup, and it's gonna be it's being cast by Bankai. So let's go say hi to Bankai, and thanks everybody for being here. I hope you enjoyed the cast. And if you're playing Heroes of the Storm, and why wouldn't you be? It's such a fun game with absolutely no toxic people. Make sure you stop by and say hi when we see each other in the Storm leagues. But have a wonderful evening, I guess it is now, and we'll see you again here soon.